Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hello there, Capricorn. Welcome to your life purpose and career reading for the year 2021. So I'm going to go look into some of your cards and also your financial abundance messages, some of the skills you may be wanting to look at to use this year moving forward in any job, any hobby, any new career path you're thinking to embark on. And I always tell people when I do these readings, keep in mind life purpose and career, whatever you have to do in your life and your life purpose overall, it doesn't necessarily mean you will be getting paid for it. Okay, if you want to get paid, you can, but doing a specific hobby like maybe dance or singing or painting on the side, for example, even being a mother or father, that's still a part of your life purpose. So take these messages in an open manner. Feel free to add your own ideas or any careers or jobs that maybe I didn't mention to help others as well in the reading in the comment section. So we'll start off with your first energy coming in for one. Okay, so you have here sensitivity, and it says that you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So I feel like for a lot of you, you might be getting very irritated in some environment you're in. It could be in your work environment, in your household. It could be you're even getting irritated from like physical irritation from some sort of foods that you're eating. Maybe your body's changing, maybe being around certain people. So don't feel that there's something like wrong with you. It's you're changing and you're growing, and things that you've aligned yourself with in the past, like certain job environments, certain people, you've outgrown these things, and this is a way for your body to give you a message that you're meant to seek elsewhere for something else that fulfills your soul. So any irritation or anger, those are signs your body is giving you to make a change, in your life. So it's saying, hello, I'm here, pay attention to me. So really acknowledge your thoughts, your feelings, your moods, especially when it comes to being around people or situations, especially this coming year. Okay, so you might have to do some cutting out or just setting boundaries in some way so people don't get too absorbed in your energy field. And by being with yourself, I feel maybe around nature or somewhere where you feel comfortable, that's going to give you the opportunity to really think of the path you want to move forward, and it's going to give you a sense of clarity, and by that you'll also listen to your guides and your angels that are trying to communicate you as well. I do feel for those of you that maybe are experiencing some like confusion, what direction to go next. I'm seeing the clear quartz crystal here, so I feel like a lot of you need that clarity. Some of you might even, who knows, like walk into your local stone shop or maybe do an order of maybe a crystal that you're looking for. And I feel like for some, the white quartz crystal will help you at this time. That's just about, cleansing and providing more clarity in any area of your life, whether it's like, your well-being, your relationships, maybe getting clarity on a type of job or a path forward. Okay. So this is all included in your life purpose this year. All right. So I do see a lot of you really soul searching what to do next. But take the time to write down even what you want in your life, what you want to let go of, what you want to do more of. Okay. So, and this here, you also have spiritual teacher, which is a great card. It's a very big purpose, this one. But I also see a lot of you have heightened intuition, and you're becoming more sensitive in regards to, you feeling people's energies. You're maybe having visions of maybe dreams of where maybe the future is headed. maybe with certain people in your life, you have the ability to foretell like what's best for them and what guidance you can give them. And I feel people are looking to you for advice because you've also accumulated a lot of experience in your life and wisdom where people are looking up to you. Okay. So this could be in like clairvoyance as well. You're becoming more heightened to your spiritual, abilities, and in your intuition is strengthening. Okay. This is a great card here. Some of you, doesn't have to be spiritual, like doing something in the healing arts, like Reiki or teaching or advising astrology. While it could be numerology, astrology, anything that has to do with the esoteric arts. You could even be getting into religions, maybe even teaching some sort of religion. But this could be teaching, conventional teaching. Maybe some of you've mastered in certain subjects, so maybe you're saying, hey, maybe I'd like to become a teacher. Okay, it could be in a school setting, it could be online, like you're doing nowadays. It could even be teaching workshops on something that you're really passionate about, something that you've really mastered, I feel. Yeah, and honestly, teaching could come in a lot of different forms. It could be that you've been through a specific maybe relationship and you want to teach other people about like dating or anything that has to do with passing on more wisdom that maybe you've had a lot of experience on. Okay. So you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. So definitely for a lot of you thinking, am I on the right path with maybe teaching or tutoring or being in the public eye of some sort where others are looking up to you, whether it's children, adults, whether it's seniors. Um, this is the path for you. So you're on the right path, I feel, if you're already doing this. And if not, maybe some of you are thinking to take a certification or go back to school to get into teaching. All right. So here's your next card. Beautiful energy so far. Okay, and keep in mind this is general too. If you'd like a personal reading, I have it on the Etsy page as well. And it could change in the next year. So these are the energies coming right now. The next one you have here is yoga. So your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. Some of you might even be thinking to teach yoga, okay? Looking at both of those cards together. So yoga could be a part of your life in some way, or maybe you're thinking of working with other yoga teachers or yoga studios. And I'm also seeing chakra alignment. Okay, so some of you be interested in stones and chakra alignment, but also doing yoga as a form of your own therapy and exercise. Okay, so for those of you who are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, confused, or stressed, I feel like yoga would work for any of you just because I'm seeing here the gaining clarity and the shining on top of her head here with the clear quartz. A lot of you will gain clarity by, sitting in meditation and quiet time and really connecting with your guides. Okay. So I feel like, and this doesn't have to be, like people have this vision of meditation or yoga with the arms out. It doesn't have to be like that. It could just honestly be going out to your favorite place outdoors or in nature, sitting by a tree. It could be watching the fireplace and just kind of being in a place of solitude and quiet to really uh, get that guidance that your guides want to give you and your angels. Okay. Some of you might even be going to someone who helps in yoga or maybe helps you with stretching in some way. Or stretching is also a great way to maybe start your morning. I'm hearing to release any blocks like you have. Okay, so paying attention also to maybe your sleeping habits or the way you sleep. Pay attention even to your bed. Like if are you in a comfortable space in home and your bed? So pay attention how it is that you're sleeping, because I feel like some of you maybe there's probably some sort of block there in the way that you're sleeping, where you're requiring more stretching, or maybe you're sitting down too much. And you need to get up sometimes and do some stretches just to get the blood flow going, okay? And just the energy flowing in your body overall. Because a lot of us, especially, Many of us have been working from home. There's been a lot of, at home sitting down on a computer, and sometimes you could get cramped up. You could, when you're stressed, your shoulders tense up. You could get like a little bit of a, your back gets hunched. So I feel stretching is very important for a Capricorn too, because you're an earth sign. So really getting in touch with that physical part of your body. But if you do feel like there's like a block and you've been advised to maybe see like a chakra alignment specialist, and there's tons online too where they work with energy. Um, Maybe there's someone you could work with that could help you clear a block, or some sort of chakra where you feel it's like clogged up. It could be your throat chakra where you feel you need to express something to someone. It could be your creative chakra, which is the sacral. Okay. It could be any of them at all. Okay. It could even be the heart chakra. If you've had issues with relationship and you don't feel open, maybe opening up to somebody new, that could be it as well. Okay, let's see here. What else you have? Yeah, strength. Okay, so a lot of you will be moving forward with a lot of strength into your new career path. I'm seeing a lot of passion here. Like you have the arrow, you know where you're going. You have, this is a bird, it looks like an eagle, the eagle by your side. Oh, and I'm also seeing it here. So I'm seeing like you're in a position of power and leadership, because that's what the eagle symbolizes, and also freedom. Okay, freedom to make your own choices in regards to your career path, not letting anyone get in the way. Okay, no matter how much limitation that might exist out there, maybe even in the economy, you're ready to charge right through. You're not even paying attention to that. Okay, and you're stubborn enough to get what you want. Everything you've experienced in your life, not only with your career and work, it has made you stronger, even with your relationship. And sometimes, from pain we grow. Okay, so whatever pain you've experienced in the past, any challenges, it has made you stronger in order to find what you're meant to find, what you're looking for. Some of you might even be in, some positions of leadership, guiding others, and also I'm seeing military or maybe security, somewhere where you're guarding somebody. Okay, it could be like a building, it could be a family, but you're in a position of like a knight's position, a knight's role, where they're protecting someone or something. Okay, it could even be police. Okay, I'm seeing that as well, somebody in uniform. So if some of you are thinking about that, this is definitely a sign where it's coming to you. And I feel travel is included, like you're not in one place, you're going from home to home or city to city, corner to corner, block to block. So I am feeling that as well, that there will be travel involved with this career path or job. And you might need to move from your current place of residence and go somewhere else if this is something that has to do with guiding others or protecting others in some way. Okay, so that's very interesting there. Let's take a look at your last card here. Okay, and you have the trust card. So trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So, you might be getting some people around you giving you their 2 cents, some unsolicited advice. Don't pay attention to that, okay? You know deep down what it is you need to do. So, some of the best decisions and people's success out there that happen, it has been from following their gut feeling. Sometimes it wasn't from logic, okay? So, sometimes people might tell you, oh, that's crazy. How are you going to survive off that? Oh God, look what's going on in the world. Are you seriously going to do that? So be very mindful of people's advice like that. Um, trust your gut. If you feel that it's right and you're feeling a nudge to go to that direction, I feel like the abundance will follow because you're doing something that's in alignment with your heart. Okay. Um, and pay attention to your dreams, because I feel like they're giving you signs of what your soul is wanting for you to do, or like subconsciously, that's where usually what's right for you, you'll see it in the subconscious. Okay, because it is bigger, it's hidden, the subconscious, but it is much bigger than the conscious and what we perceive and what we see in reality. Okay, so you have a whole, it's like an iceberg, right? The tip of the iceberg is the conscious, And then the bottom is the subconscious. Okay, it's much deeper, much wiser. It's your foundation and your roots. Okay, so really you need to pay attention to that. So I'm also seeing you're a visionary. A lot of you are thinking to get into that direction, leadership mode, where you're maybe foreseeing um, like the big picture of something. It could be maybe in house remodeling, it could be making a movie or a book, or maybe even seeing foreseeing the events of the world and kind of feeling where you need to go next in regards to what you sense is going to happen, like coming up in the future. Right now there's a totally, it's unknown. Like, we're getting information left and right every day. We don't know what's going to happen. Like, we just woke up and our worlds, a lot of our worlds just went upside down, right? So I feel like you're just going to navigate using your intuition right now and what you feel is right. Nobody could really say, what's right or wrong, right? So, you know what? It's better to go with your intuition because you'll regret it less when you do. Let's say you do, people tell you don't do this and you do it. And then let's say you mess up. At least you could blame yourself, right? If you follow somebody else's advice and you didn't listen to your own intuition, wouldn't that be worse? Then you'd be blaming them all your life, okay? So who would you rather blame, right? Yourself or other people, right? And then you regret not doing what you really wanted. So follow your advice, okay? Follow your intuition. And I am seeing a crystal ball. I'm seeing a lot of you are very psychic, very clairvoyant. You have this spiritual knowledge that people come to for advice. And some of you might even be tapping into your intuition, helping others and leading others on their path. So, really nice cards here, guys. Okay, let's see next. So I have a bunch of cards here where it shows different types of skills, and I pulled 3 out for you. So your first card here is processing things. So this is like breaking down or extracting information or data. Processing things could usually be found in computers. It's taking like programming, maybe digital, something with design even, but it's pretty much breaking down information or data or taking certain action steps to reach a certain result or create a certain result for some sort of product or piece of information. So it's kind of like breaking down something or preserving something in some way. So this could be found, it's like a very physical skill. It's structured. You need a lot of analysis with this kind of skill, a lot of precision, a lot of organization. Okay, so maybe there's a certain field or job you're thinking of getting into where it requires you to use this skill. It's very methodical. Okay, you could even find it in mixing chemicals or in some way and just producing some sort of end result of something like a solution. Okay, so it's like food processing. It's taking, like, let's say a piece of fish and then preserving it so it doesn't go bad. In order to have that end result, you take it, you cut it, and then you store it in the fridge, stuff like that. But you could do that with things. This skill is found in a lot of places. So, I mean, if you get any ideas, write them down if you feel it will help others as well. So, I'm just kind of saying what's coming to my head right now. Hopefully, it gives you some clarity. Okay, so you have 2 enterprising skills. So one of them is really organized and analytical, and now you have enterprising, so making deals. So you really have this knack. Maybe some of you have the gift of the gab. You could really, you have the power of persuasion and influencing others. And because you believe in something really strongly, if you don't believe in something, then you're not even going to bother. That's what I'm feeling. Capricorn's a pretty direct sign. Like, I don't feel Capricorns are like fake, like I do really feel if they don't like you, they won't bother. If they're trying to tell you something, they'll say with all their heart. They'll really tell you, and a lot of them I find they're introverted too. So, I mean, not all, but they'll deal with you if they like you and they'll open up to you a lot. So that's what I feel, at least with the Capricorns that I've met. So I feel like if you're in a position of making deals, maybe for your own enterprise and really selling information, a product or a service, I do see you're doing it with all your heart and you have the best interest in people and for people. It could even be you're working in a company making deals and negotiating maybe prices, maybe comparing products, maybe comparing services. So maybe in a sales environment as well, you could use that. Okay. Okay, and another skill you have here is enterprising, right? Managing things. So you'd be a great manager, maybe managing your own company. Keep in mind, guys, you have two enterprising skills here. So you could be making up your own business and managing your own work, right? But this could even be managing other people. Maybe you're put in a position of more leadership, and some of you, I feel you're hesitant of stepping into this leadership, but Spirit is telling me you have what it takes. You should be very confident in yourself because you've had a long time in your experiences and applying your skills. So I feel like you could teach this to others, whatever this is. Okay. So it could be physical managing, it could be managing computer systems, it could be managing people, or just managing your own work. Okay, so management is definitely for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull three cards from the Workplace Oracle. Well, it's not really an oracle, it's Workplace card deck. I actually created this. There's different keywords revolving different keywords around work. And your first card you have here is nutrition. So remember in the beginning I mentioned to you some chemicals might be harsh for you. Some of you might be even looking in your health this year, and you're really focusing on what kind of drink, what kind of food you're putting in your body. You're reading labels, you're looking at the ingredients, and I feel like you're gonna, change direction or change the course of your nutrition to maybe lose some weight or maybe even just strengthen your body in some way. And by doing this, by eating, I feel vibrant foods like fresh colored greens, fresh fruits, you're also connecting with spirit and it'll give you the ability to think clearly. So, for those of you that have been maybe having too much sugar or caffeine, and I'm talking about like too much, right? It's okay in moderation, but if you're overdoing the sugar, and a lot of us in quarantine, we kind of slipped up. So, um, like just be mindful of that. If you're falling into any toxic habits because you're, cooped up inside, um, you're going to start looking at what have you been eating, and kind of bring in more moderation in your life, and you'll find that it'll help in your sleep patterns, in your thinking and everything. Okay, so it's been a rough ride, and so I feel like a lot of you guys are saying, you know what, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to look at what makes me happy. And you're just plain and simple, just focusing on your own happiness. You're just saying, how do I want to live the rest of my life? Like, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We woke up in 20, and like I said, the world just went upside down. At least it feels like it. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I always believe in the positive side of things. So, you're asking yourself, what if the world ended tomorrow? What do I want to do with life? How do I want to be happy? What brings me joy? Okay, so happiness. What sets your heart aflutter? What brings a flame in your soul? There's not much I could say about this, but you know what that is just looking at it. So that's just focusing on you, giving yourself some TLC and okay, and you have here goal setting. So that's going to help you around your work matters. I feel like a lot of you, maybe what you want to do, it's like you don't know where to start or it feels too big. Maybe a certain project you've been thinking of doing. Maybe you're just not sure where to start on your job search. So it's time to kind of write down your goals, okay? Because I feel like you're just kind of leaving things out in the open. So maybe even if it has to do with your health goals, right? Maybe if you need to start an exercise program. So write it down. Like if you're looking for work, the first step is, first of all, the first step to any job search is to reflect on yourself. What is it that you want to do? Okay, then you figure that out. Then you say, okay, how do I want to brand myself in the world? What kind of job am I looking for? And then you're researching. Okay, so tell yourself this week I'm going to do research. The next week, I'm going to send out one resume. I'm going to spend 1 hour on Tuesday, and I'm going to look for that job that aligns with skills and values. And I'm going to create a cover letter, a resume, and I'm going to make application. Okay, it could even be you set a goal of sending 5 resumes in a day. So that's just an example, and I'm giving that example because this is a career and work reading. Okay, so it's really, you don't have to push yourself and compare yourself to what someone else is doing, but just do what you feel is best for you. So before I ended with an affirmation reading, your last card here is this is your financial message and what you can do to increase your finances in some way or somehow bring in more prosperity in your life. And this card here is moonlighting. Okay, so I'll read to you what it says. You can start working on your dream career part time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. Okay. So, some of you, seeing here the confusion that you might be having is maybe you want to go into that dream career you've always wanted and you feel like this is the time, but you can't quite yet let go of maybe your belief systems up until now, maybe leading you to stick in that comfort level, that like that traditional thing you've been doing all your life, but you don't really feel happy with. And that's giving you that confusion, but you stay in that toxic environment because it's comfortable for you, okay? So I feel like some of you want to take that change, that leap. And it's saying here you might have to do it slowly. You don't have to take a risk like quit your job and then jump into something else that you're not sure if it's going to take off. But start with that thing you want to do slowly, even if it's as a hobby. Introduce it to your friends, family. Maybe it's like a product or something you made that you want to like let people try. Um, and slowly, once people like it and they give like the word of mouth to other people, then you'll see how it kicks off. And then you could expand by maybe making a website after, maybe even if it's charging higher for your products, right? And then you could feel comfortable to let go of whatever it is that's not serving you anymore. So that's your financial message. And it could even be that you're doing 2 jobs in one to get some extra income. But whatever it is, whatever you want to like dip your toes in, make sure you do it in some way, even if it's like on a volunteer basis, okay? Because you don't know who you're going to meet there that's going to give you that opportunity. You might be like, oh, well, it's free work. Like, what am I going to gain there? But you really don't know who you're going to meet, okay? And like, we're all connected as people, and, we get opportunities through people. So you don't know who's going to change your life, like at any point, okay? And who knows, maybe you're looking for a partner, and by doing something you love, you might meet that person this year. Okay, guys, so I hope you connected to this reading, and I'm going to pull out an affirmation card for you to end the day or the reading. And just you could write it down or maybe take a picture of it. It's up to you. Or you could say it out loud every morning. So it says here, for every problem that I create, I am confident that I can find a solution. Okay, so it's saying here every problem has a solution in your life. And notice how it said here, every problem that I create, because a lot of our fears, it's usually they don't end up real and something like that. It doesn't come true, our fears. So, whatever problem you have, like don't focus on it and give it more energy. And then it spirals into other more issues and fears. Okay, ask yourself how you can deal with that problem. What solutions do you have to that? And, you will find solutions, okay? It says here, life supports me in every possible way. So the universe wants to see you succeed. So, you know, just be confident that, you're not going to be in this issue forever. That's the other thing. Life isn't permanent, it's always changing and evolving. So, whatever you're experiencing now, it's saying to be patient. Some problems are bigger than others. That's understandable. But this card is about of patience and resolution and problem solving. So focus on solution. Don't keep focusing on the problem because that's just going to manifest more negativity on your life. Okay. So I hope you guys took something away from this reading. I hope you have a wonderful year and you'll make all your dreams come true. Thank you. Bye bye.